Buenos dias. So, like I said yesterday, changing stuff out and doing my C bases and stuff. Decided to take advantage. Might as well go get it serviced. So that's where we're headed. Going to Corona. Get this thing taken care of. Oh. And hopefully have it back. Well, I should have it back in no time. What's up, boys? Hi, Dre.
Hi. I'm here.
Hour later, finally pulling up. I believe there's someone. Oh, perfect.
Hello.
You guys can see all the Evo stuff. Yeah, so that's kind of what's unfortunate about where we're at. We're in Ventura, and it's kind of hard to trust certain people. You don't know what type of shops do quality work, or if they even know. So I looked up a shop. I feel like I have something right there. I looked up a shop right there close to us, like 20 minutes away, and I was like, cool. Hit him up, and I talked to him about kind of like whatever, what my plans are, where my head's at with like the clutching and whatever. And he's like, oh well, you know, we don't really do Evo, so you know, you probably just have to take it off and put it all back to stock. I was like, what does that mean? I was like, I've ran Evo before, and they're like, oh yeah, but you know, I only run these clutches, and these clutches do this, so I'm not really too familiar with that. So you know, we'll probably have to take it off, or I'll have to call Evo, blah blah blah. So at this point, I'm like, okay, well, I'm definitely not bringing my car to you guys, because, you know, if you have no idea what you're talking about with Evo, Evo is one of the biggest names in the game. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So until I find somebody, I know these guys are trustworthy. Corona. These guys built JP's car, so I know that they're trustworthy and stuff like that. I know that they build quality stuff. They have Evo everywhere, so yeah, it's a win-win. As you guys can hear my boy in the back, can you go pee-pee? So talk to you guys in a little
That's my little bottle.
Well, got the whip down already. So my tranny's been making some weird like clanking. It engages really late, so I addressed that. Hold on, homie. So he says that could possibly be something internal, like with the tranny, which I'm kind of freaking scared of. Hopefully it's not. It sucks, man. Brand new vehicle. It has like I think it has 600 miles, but I haven't even done my first service yet, so it's still pretty new. And you know, here we are coming across this situation, but hopefully it's just like a thing with the clutches that can be set up a little bit better and go from there. But check this thing out. It says they're doing like 400 or 500 horsepower. Look at these freaking paddles. These things are monsters. Have some nice stuff. Corona for days. Let's go, boys. I'm excited. I'm happy that I found somebody trustworthy and stuff. It kind of sucks out. It's a little bit of a drive for me, but these fools are legit. Ooh, somebody got keyed or flipped or something.
Daddy.
What's happening, my people? We can't get started without this Starbucks. Man, that thing's on fire, homies. So I'm on my way back to Corona now. Pick up the whip from Corona Motor Works. They did all my servicing and everything. That way I'm ready for next weekend for our big 500-mile trip or something like that. I don't know, it's gonna be pretty lengthy. Freaking super excited, man. I can't not wait. I love these kind of trips, just like with homies. Good ass time, hauling ass, and then for once we're not taking the boys. Normally, as you guys have seen in previous videos, they're like probably 9 times out of 10 always with us. This time no boys, so something different for the wifey and I. You know, we always, not that it's a struggle, but it's just different, you know, when we have the boys and stuff like that. Like, we have to constantly stop or like undo all their seatbelts, get them out of car seats, and then they have to go pee or they have to go poop or they're hungry, you know. Excuse me. All these things. So it's just a little extra work when you have all the boys and stuff like that, which is fine. You know, we deal with it. We had them and everything, you know, obviously. But yeah, I just wanted to try to do something, just her and I, and experience it like that, you know. So yeah, freaking on our way. Car should be done. Hopefully go to wow, let me start over. Hopefully go to Car Tech as well. They gave us a good ass deal on some STUs. I'm waiting on one of my Packard wheels and my 12 paddle Talons. When I was at Glamis, they stole one. So like, freaking bastards. I've never had anybody steal anything at Glamis, but you know, it goes to show you there's shitty people everywhere. So yeah, they freaking stole my paddle at Glamis. So I'm without one Packard wheel and without one Sandcraft Talon, and I ordered the Talon back like in April or something like that, and here we are in you know, past halfway through July and still no word on my paddle. So kind of unfortunate, and I've been always curious to see how each compares, you know. Like, basically the two top names or paddles in the game are the Scat Track / Sandcraft paddles and the STUs. All the other ones are, to be honest, inferior. Like, you know, people will rep them or, you know, shout them out and stuff like that. But, you know, GMZ, EFX, Pro Armor, all these other paddles, they're just super trash. I've tried them before, and I can't believe how easily and how much they destroy your belts, how heavy they are. Just like, they're just crappy tires, you know. They're not Sandcraft, Scat, and STUs are on another level. But since my 12 Talon is nowhere in sight, I want to freaking try and compare both those sets. So I think I'm gonna buy some STUs. I'm gonna put them on some Packard wheels, and then go out there one of these days or one of the weekends when it starts to cool off, back to Glamis, and race my brother, race my uncle, kind of see, you know, it's not going to be apples to apples like exactly, because obviously they have velocities or slightly different weights, and then, I mean, it depends on like the track. It's not like we're racing down a perfectly groomed track, you know. We're going to be racing up the hill or down Gecko Road or something like that. But very, very, very curious to see how they handle. So basically, like, a lot of the people, if they're spending the money, 50% of the people go the STU route, and the other half go like the Scat / Sandcraft route. So I think I'm gonna try them. If I like them, maybe I'll keep them. If not, then, you know, I'll sell them. I should have no problem selling them, since they're a really good tire. You know, you get what you pay for. So I want to drive the Razor a little bit before we go on this trip, because, you know, if something's loose or or something leaks or whatever the case may be, you know, I'd rather catch it now than to be on our freaking trip and like, oh snap, whatever hole was left empty or whatever bolt was left loose, and now there we are, you know, struggling or whatever. But I don't know, I'm gonna see if there's, I mean, anywhere to ride in SoCal. I know there's areas like more inland and stuff like that, but really I'm not trying to go like crazy out of my way. You know, I just would like somewhere to rip around for 20 minutes and then go home, you know, call it a day. But we'll see. So as for now, or for right now, cheers. Boom, we here. Ooh, Can-Am gang. There's Bay. Damn, girl. Looking all good and shit. Sheesh. It's kind of hard with this lens. My buddy Danny, big shout out to that fool, like always. As most of you guys know, he's my go-to for all like my really fancy, really nice cinematography. And this dude just randomly gifted me a nice new lens, and so I'm trying it out, and it's a little too zoomed in, but like the freaking quality of it is just phenomenal, and I love it. So like right now I'm just trying to kind of get used to it. It's something different. I don't think it's gonna work for like my vlogging, because like I have to extend my arm all the way out and then here you guys are, see, and you guys are still like another foot behind that, but it seems like you guys are super focused on my face. And although I'm pretty good looking and shit, like I don't really want that, you know what I'm saying? Oh! But anyways, so yeah, on our way back to the pad, so I had some issues with this clutch. It was engaging really, really rough. It wasn't like shifting properly. And like I would feather it, the throttle, to have like the clutches engage, and sometimes it wouldn't. It would just like boom, and then it would grab. So very, very rough, very nasty sounding, something you don't want to hear on a brand new vehicle. This car has a couple hundred miles, so you know, it's just like, man. And we've all been very blessed, very fortunate to not have any issues with our cars. Myself, my brother, my dad, my uncle, basically our entire family. I know shit happens to everybody, and you know, Chevy all the way down to, you know, an up and coming company. Shit happens, it is what it is. But I was just really freaking hoping that I wasn't one of those. And and then when I dropped the car off, they had told me that it sounds kind of like a tranny issue, and I was kind of already bummed out with that. Like, man, if it is a tranny, what the heck am I gonna do? So I was already kind of expecting the worst, and that's not a good feeling. But then, yeah, as soon as I got here, the dude told me that it wasn't the tranny. It was just the clutch was very, very, how do I say it? Not set up at all properly. These fools, they took apart my clutches. I guess the arms were not even right. Some other stuff was set up incorrectly, and blah, 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 blah. So long story short, they got me right. The moment I take off, I can obviously tell right off the bat that everything's good to go. It's not engaging, it shifts nice, everything's all smooth. Another thing, boom, got that code shooter. So this thing kind of like revolutionized the game. Like it just came out, well, it came out to you and I, to the consumer, a couple weeks ago. I guess it's been in the works for a year, over a year. Prior to this, you used to have to get their Map Tuner X, with one tune. I think it was like $800 or $899, or I don't know, or maybe it was with a couple tunes. Whatever it was like close to $1,000, which that's very, very pricey, just to be able to flash something at your disposal. When you can get tunes for, you know, $400 or $500, whatever. It was good and bad. Big like square thing that you had to log around, and if you wanted to check things and whatever. I never really had interest in it. If my cars ran well, like I was pretty lucky for that, so I didn't really feel the necessity to get that map tuner. But then this thing came out a couple of weeks ago. Dang, V8 power. This thing came out a couple of weeks ago and kind of changed everything. Now you can log into your car's information and data and track everything just like everything else in the world at the tips of your hands, or at the tips of your fingertips with your phone. So now you just download an app, link it up, hook it up to your diagnostic port on your car, and boom, now you have real-time data stuff. You can send files, or once you're trying to get up there in big tunes and big power and fine-tuning everything, you can do that very easily now, and pretty simple. So I got this not because I'm going anything big or anything right now. I like the stage 2 tune. Gives you a couple extra ponies. Can you tell? Probably not, but really it's just for the fans. I like the fans turning on a lot sooner. Us riding in Arizona or in Baja, a lot of these places are pretty freaking hot, so it's very beneficial to have the fans turn on as soon as possible. A lot of people tell me too that I should start like a vlog on my daily food adventures or my weekly food adventures. Here we at beast ass Sonora Town. They did a Netflix documentary on like
bomb foods to eat last year or 2 years ago. I think it was last year. I don't remember. And so we came to try it, being that we're right here in LA, and oh my gosh, it does not disappoint. Like, these fools actually come from San Luis, which is where like my grandparents, or a lot of my family's at in Sonora. It's the border town of Yuma. And I guess the founders' parents or something are from there, so they get a lot of their meat or their flour, something like that. They get a lot of stuff or ingredients from San Luis, which is maybe part of the reason why I love it so much. But I brought my parents and my brother over here, and they loved it too, so that lets me know that they are pretty bomb. So maybe one day I'll start another channel, like, I don't know, Living La Food Loca. I don't know, that's kind of whack, but sauce. So finally made it back home. This little rugged clamp, you can bolt it up obviously different areas up here or wherever you want to put it. This is for your little I don't know, the receivers, basically these little things. So that way, this is how they kind of, a lot of people I've seen do them. They mount them to the straps, and I mean, it's all right and stuff like that, but it's kind of annoying having this thing dangling. It's pretty cool to have it just back here somewhere. Have it sitting, like I was thinking I'm gonna mount it right here, and then boom, that way you just plug it in all clean on both sides like that, and it's kind of out of the way. So last minute things this week, getting it ready. So we're gonna hook it up. Evo already got to it. I guess you have to register it. It takes like a couple days. Well, it normally is pretty quick, but it's the weekend today. So, but Evo was able to register me, get it knocked out. So I'm gonna hook this up and probably just do a stage 2. That way my fans turn on sooner, and that'll be it. So right now the only issue I'm having is no freaking internet in my garage. So my router's like right there in that window. So gonna do this thing out here. Pretty simple. The OBD 2 port, or diagnostic port I should say, is right here. You unplug it, plug this in, and I guess it should be pretty simple. So we'll see how easy right now. Well, we're gonna start this from new. Pretty simple. Open it up. So I guess just download the app. So there we are, 80%. The whole car is on, like key fully on, just without starting it obviously. Please fill in your contact info. So I put in my info, like address, county, email, whatever stuff, and it started flashing. Gives you what you should be running, what your clutch info should be, accessories that you need for said tune. Go for it. Right there, blue, yellow. Come down here, has all your codes. So blue, yellow, I mean it's purple, yellow, but flashing ECU. Flashing ECU. There we go, it's done. Boom, stage 2 flashed, ready to go.